there be darkness, let there be light, as the hawk cripples the dove. Over and over, watch the dove die as they rip.
Good morning, viewers. If I ever got one. Yes, on my last episode as I upload, I didn't really get any viewers, in which there was so quite discouraging to me as well. And it's just that, what can I do to get more viewers? And that's the question as well. But I'm not going to exaggerate as well. And yes, I actually got a homemade deodorant. I was at my friend's place, and my friend was doing a presentation of those essential oils as well, and I got one of their samples. It's called Feeds as well. If you can ever see it, and there's a homemade deodorant made of all those essential oils and some coconut oil as well. And I tried it myself, and it's pretty good as well. It's great fun doing a broadcast as well, and it's just feel honoured to be on the show. And yes, just want to see how this goes as well. And also I'll be covering about the war on farmers as well on the second segment as well. Why the elites are sort of moving on to remove the right to even farm or even grow your own food as well. And it's just something I do like to look into it as well on this episode. It's something I've got to really get it out as well. I think that's all I'm going to say for now, and I'm going to be moving on to the news. And let's go on to the 9 house plants that clean the air and basically impossible to kill. Sometimes some plants do need some looking after, but there are some plants do need more water than others. But like those plants you can use for filtering air, they're pretty much drought tolerant as well, so they won't need as much water. Then you got the garden mom, the spider plant, and yet you got the fig tree, the peace lily as well. So it's something you don't really want to have if you have children in your house, because it can lead to rashes on your skins as well. And it's actually toxic to cats and dogs, so it's not what you want to have if you have pets inside your house. And there's a snake plant, the mother-in-law tongue, and there's the bamboo plant, and there's aloe vera, which is actually quite, it makes it even more useful now, because it actually does help burns as well, and also removes formaldehyde effectively from indoors as well. Oh well, let's go and have a look at the Australian let's look at the world's oldest burger, and you guessed it, it's 20 years old, and I guess it's from McDonald's. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, actually I put it under a human category because I find that quite funny as well. And it is pretty disgusting as well. And as I looked at the picture, it still looked like a cheeseburger. And they're gonna try to eat. Who wants to eat a 20-year-old burger that never rots? And what's all the evidence that prevents burgers from rotting? And I guess you should add that coming to enjoy this cheeseburger at McDonald's. And the good thing is it has a long shelf life and it doesn't rot. And you can even eat it 20 years later as you have bought it from McDonald's from 20 years ago. Oh well, moving on. I'm doing a short broadcast as well. And I'm doing 2 segments as well, so I really gotta get a move on. Gotta really get a move on. And it says that, and there's the one that's from the active post. GMOs, genetically modified organisms, are destroying heirloom seeds and our food security. And that was from the active post, and that was from Aaron Dykes. He used to be on Infowars.com, but he's actually on Truth Media now. He actually created it on his own with Melissa Malkin. But Infowars just been getting some new stuff as well, because as obviously they just get some new stuff and they have better opportunities as well. So he actually helped to leave it for other people to do as well, which is a good thing. Yeah, the next one is the do-it-yourself beanie composting bin. And yes, bins are I can't even say those words though. It's just I got some words that I can't even pronounce. And yes, there's ways you can actually make it. You can actually use first containers to actually even make it. Just have some holes at the bottom as well to collect the juice as well. And you can do it for quite cheap as well. Yeah, not gonna really get too much into it. It's actually on. It's from the World Organic News, and you can find out on the Eco Liberty blog.wordpress.com. 14 signs that the most Americans are flat broke and totally unprepared for the economic crisis. Oh man. And there's a quote from Benjamin Franklin. And when you don't prepare, you prepare to fail. And according to a survey just released, 24% of Americans have more credit card debt than emergency savings. And they discovered that 13% of all Americans don't have any credit card debt. And I'm not going to actually really get into much of that as well. I'm just going to say one more of that. Adults under the age of 35 in the United States currently have a saving rate of -2%. Oh boy. Man, they're preparing to fail because they don't prepare for what's coming ahead. Oh boy. Inside the food industry, and that was from The Guardian. So, and this is shows you to be aware of what's really in your food as well. It's away at the bottom of this article. You can find this on ecolibertyblog.wordpress.com, and it says what your food label means, the environments, food calories, because yet there are some calories that are bad for you as well, some especially the artificial ones as well. And I've got a book that's called Chemical Maze as well, which I have shown it on the last episode as well. Inside and packaged in a protected atmosphere. Beef, pork, protein, wash and eating ready to eat salad, pureed vegetable oil and natural flavorings. And yes, and also artificial diet sweetness. And yes, aspartame and that. You can know how bad that is. It can lead to weight gain and that. And yes, as I was watching some YouTube videos, it says that we are heading towards a full-scale medical tyranny from Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. That was on Infowars.com. And there was another one that says that health advice for people who don't like bioweapons. You're gonna say there's actually a lot of people who don't like bioweapons. And that was on the Vinny Eastwood show as well. I watched it, it was quite funny as well. And I didn't really put it under the humour category. I shouldn't really do that because it was quite hilarious as well. Yeah. How much time I got there? Just checking my iPad. Oh, I got just over a minute as well. So Fortune 5, the most prominent pot economical in the world, and yes, you got. Oh man, I'm not very good with words. There's Australia of 0.47% of GDP. In Czech Republic, 0.45% of GDP. And we go with and there's New Zealand, 0.35% of GDP. That's where I'm living right now here in New Zealand. And man, pretty much I had covered all the news now. And I still got about just less than 30 seconds to go. And now it's just been an honor to be able to cover some news, and I'm really looking forward on the next segment, as well. Now I've got to really say those words properly as well. And I really need to get better at it though, but I will eventually as time goes on. Oh, and that's the time right now. And I'll see you on the next segment. It's Matthew Miller, over and out.